one.
They don't make it easy, do they?
No, because when you Twitch economics, when you do the this multi-output plugin or whatever, you can make it so one button makes them all go live. But I have different channels that I go live on at different times. Hang on, I need to bring up my chat. And then this chat, 1 second. I wish there was a way to streamline the multi-stream without paying for it, but I refuse to pay for like restream and stuff. There we go. That would be the easiest way though. Although this 5080 though, this 5080 is encoding like 6 different encodes at the same time and doing OBS virtual camera and doing a Discord video call. All of the, dude, this thing is crushing. Did I start lagging all of a sudden, or is it fine?
No, it's fine.
It seems fine. Yeah, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
We are live now. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to Techonomics Podcast, episode whatever this episode is. I'm not too sure. I lost track of. KSW. Oh, let me just move this. Sorry. Let me move this down a little bit so it doesn't block. What's up, KSW? Thanks for becoming a member, my man. So today we have Techlab UK on with us. I found this guy on Twitter of all places, and so I've been looking at your channel over the last few days to get ready for this podcast, and I like it, dude. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. First thing I want to say is you seem quite enthusiastic about hardware, which I really like. It seems very what's the word? It seems very, it's a nice change of pace from watching mainstreamers where it seems like they're just kind of going through the motions. So when you watch newer folks and they still, I guess we haven't been through the grinder just yet, so we're a little bit more passionate about this stuff, right? Although you can kind of see how, yeah, genuine is a good word. Yeah, you can see how I hope this doesn't happen to us, but after like 10 or 20 years of doing this, maybe we'll just end up being like that too. I hope not. We'll see. But what I wanted to say was, so why don't you introduce yourself and what made you start tech tubing, and how have you how have you found it so far? Like, is it what you thought it would be, or?
Where do I start? So I've been in tech for a long time. I'm actually older than I look, probably. Most people don't realize how old I am, but I mean, I was gaming back early 90s, that type of stuff. Got out of it for a bit because grew a bit older, went to console because it was just easier for a bit. And then I think it was like, I was still building PCs, but I wasn't really an enthusiast. I wasn't really into it, building that kind of stuff. It was just like, you get a laptop and you just use it. You know, it just works kind of thing. But then probably right around at the start of COVID, I think it was, when we all started getting locked down and stuff. I just got like super bored. So I was like, do you know what I used to love doing? Building PCs. That was all fun and stuff. Ordered some parts, nothing fancy. It was just, I asked a few friends, like, what's out there now, that kind of stuff. I just want to build something that, you know, will play an old game that I used to play kind of thing. Knocked a system together, just really enjoyed putting it together. Started talking to other people that I knew about how things had changed from back when. I mean, I'm talking like, what was the last graphics card I had before that? Like a 7900 GT or something. And then like, I'm talking like 15 years later kind of thing, 10 years later, something like that. Started talking to people about like, this has changed kind of stuff. And people just asked me to video it because it was COVID. You could just pass videos on easier.
Like your friends and stuff? So,
IRL
friends?
Yeah. In real life, friends, family, co-workers, stuff like that. So I started videoing stuff and I started sending it to them. And then they were like, you know, it's easy if you just stick this on YouTube. Like at that point, I wasn't even really a watcher of YouTube. So like I started putting it on YouTube and just sharing it with these friends, not really realizing that like public people are like going to start watching. I thought nobody's going to be interested. But people were. They started watching, and it started growing and growing and growing. Um, and then I started to have to get to a point where I was like, I'm going to have to evolve this a little bit, because I wasn't even on the camera back then. It was just like showing people and talking about it, because most people I was sharing it with knew who I was and what I looked like and stuff. They didn't need to see me. But the more people that actually subscribed, the more people would request like, oh, can you go on camera? So I had to evolve the channel, kind of thing. I mean, even right back in the first year, and I've been doing this now, this is the 6th year that my channel's been online. I didn't even know who Linus Tech Tip was. People literally
Nice.
said, "Oh, have you checked out this guy Linus?" And I was like, "No, never heard of him." "Oh, he's the biggest. He's the biggest." I was like, "Yeah, I never heard of him, and I've been PC gaming, 30 years, kind of thing." Watched one of his videos, and I'll be honest, I know there's a lot of Linus people that like him out there, but I watched one of his videos, and like I was gagging within 10 minutes, because to me it's just like a tech QVC.
Yeah.
Like every minute was selling me something, and I was like, I can't watch that stuff. But because of that, I started to branch out a bit more, started watching other people, found Paul from Not an Apple Fan. He was like down to earth, started watching his stuff, Chris's stuff, started watching Chris's stuff. Kind of like the more channels I started to watch and the more smaller people I found and the genuine people, kind of like it was inspired by them to then evolve my channel. So originally the studio that I'm in now was it was a big workshop. I used to just make things in here, but as a hobby. And then about a couple of years into the channel, paid a fortune to have it converted, so it's all soundproofed, all that kind of stuff. Because obviously recording, you pick up sounds from everywhere, and you get a lot of stuff being, because it's not in my home, it's like separate to my home, so it's kind of like industrial kind of place, and you get a lot of noise. So soundproofed it, started putting in lighting, camera mounts. Just over time, built it up to what it is now. That's basically how it kind of started.
What
How have I
made you
found it?
what made you go to a warehouse and not just do it at home?
I already had it. This was a
Oh, I
workshop
see.
that I
I
had
see.
for
Okay.
years before. Yeah. So I used to, if you look at my earlier videos, probably where I wasn't even on camera. I think a couple where I were, you'll just see like there's racking on the walls behind me, and that's where all the tools used to be racked onto the walls.
Why do you
But I
think
kind of got rid of them.
why do you think your audience wanted you to be on camera so bad? What was that about?
I don't know. I just think it was because it was evolving and people started liking the stuff that I was doing.
Huh.
And they were like, just keep building it. So I think like it's probably like 6 months into it, I started getting requests from people to start a Discord channel. Start a Discord because we want to talk to you, kind of thing. And they were cool guys. They were not what I've experienced since.
Yeah. We'll get
They
there.
were cool guys who wanted to watch the channel. They always used to wanted to donate. They wanted to send things for us to look at, that kind of stuff. We've still got them all. We've got a great Discord, even though it is public. We've managed to somehow maintain
Yours is
a great
public?
Discord. Yeah. I think it's just because we haven't suffered from many bad people. I think we've only ever had to ban like 2 people, but most people in there, 99%, they're just great guys that want to play games and love tech, and that's it, really.
Wow. You are super fortunate.
Yeah, probably not after this, but
no. Thankfully, my community is incredible. It's just I won't even talk about myself. Just good God. But when you are you probably found this too. But okay, next question. Have you found that your videos on AMD do better than any other content, like the pro AMD stuff?
It depends when and what you drop in. So I found that Intel stuff did really well when Intel first came along. I was a big fan of Intel coming along because I liked the fact that we had a third competitor. Because when you got competition,
for
it drives
GPUs.
the others to do stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But kind of before that and after that phase went, If you do an AMD thing, it does better.
Yeah,
way better. I mean, I've literally dropped. I don't do a lot of brand new stuff. I will be honest. There is a reason for it, and I'll get into that later. But usually, if I can get a modern Nvidia card, like zero people who are interested in the video. Usually it's late because I'm not going to get first day samples or nothing. So it's a little bit later. No one is interested. Those videos will perform the worst. If it's an AMD card, it'll do okay. If it's an early AMD card, so if I do manage to get something early, usually the lower end stuff, that'll do brilliantly. AMD CPUs or platforms or builds or whatever, they'll do brilliantly. I've done a few videos with like full Intel systems just because you can.
Yeah.
And they don't do as well. Most people in the comments will go, why didn't you use an AMD? Even though you go, like, the video's titled full Intel build. So
have you ever, do you do benchmarks on your channel? I didn't see very many. You tend to avoid those?
Well, I do mixture of things. And the channel's evolved on this one because I used to just do the channel originally started as me just showing anything that I was interested in. I didn't care if anybody else was interested in it.
Right.
I found something interested. I want to mess with it, and I just show people me messing with it. I then got into a phase where obviously companies start reaching out to you, don't they? And they're like, would you take a look at? Would you take a look at? So you do take it to begin with because, for one, it helps build your inventory. So it supports the rest of the videos. That was okay to begin with, but then you start to find that a lot of these brands, they literally just want you to make an advert. They're not interested in your thoughts on it.
Yeah!
They're not interested in you kind of feeding back anything. I wouldn't say all of them. There's a few brands that we've got that work with us that are great. Literally 90% of them want that. So I started rejecting it. I'm not interested in, like, most people think it's weird that you don't want free stuff, but it's not free. You have to spend so much time and money to produce a video. And over time as well of doing things like cases, coolers, that kind of stuff, it's a little bit boring. I won't do anything on mouses and keyboards because I just don't know enough about them and I'm not interested. So I can't stay excited on the video. And to be honest, my core community, the old guys, they weren't interested in that stuff. They like to look at wild graphics cards, old stuff, platforms, that kind of stuff. So I have swung away from doing that. So a lot of people will have noticed that I haven't done like a case review in a long time. I've never done a mouse or a keyboard. I don't do cameras. I don't do coolers, power supplies. They're pretty boring. So I try to focus on platforms, CPUs, graphics cards, and pretty much most of my videos will be benchmarking, but I probably do it a little bit different to what other people do. And that's probably why you can't see it too much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't tend to... I tend to find that if I want to avoid the so-and-so graphics card versus 2025. I just think there's 10 million videos out there. I tried to avoid the, RTX 3060 review type video because I can't get them early enough. I don't get samples day one. It's pointless doing that 6 weeks, a month after. No one's interested. So what I tend to do is I tend to still have that mentality, or I've gone back to that mentality of going, what am I interested in right now? I'm interested in checking out the 30 series graphics cards. Go hunt for some, bring them in, and then kind of look at it from an angle of what am I interested in doing with it? So is it building a budget system? Is it building a high-end system? Is it testing out not FSR, but DLSS or something? And that's technically what I base the video around. It's just in the process, I'm kind of reviewing the card.
Right.
And that's the way I kind of prefer to do
that's
the
what
videos.
I noticed too. So how do you finance all this stuff? Do you have a full-time job as well? Or do you do this full-time?
I did for a while. I used to work for a major IT consultancy when I started.
You do this full-time?
That'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
That'll kill you, is what I'll say. Did that for just over 20 years working there. About 2 years into the channel started taking off. I kind of just cut ties with them and went, you know what, I'll just go do the channel full time for a bit. Did that for a bit. And then there was this stage a few years ago, probably about 2.5 years ago, where YouTube just completely crippled the channel overnight. I just watched, because the channel used to do really well. I mean, at one stage we were getting over 400,000 views a month.
Really? I didn't. Let me see this.
Yeah, we were racking in like 200 to 300 new subs a day, kind of thing. And that's when I kind of went, do you know what? This could take off. This could be a big thing. And it was just like overnight, it just went poof. The whole channel just
post-pandemic. I'm going back here.
It was probably during. It was probably during the end. Like individual videos weren't too bad. I mean, we've got a couple that are like 600,000, 200,000, that kind of stuff. But generally over the channel, like because we got so many videos, there's like 800 videos on there. Across all of them, like it was racking up monthly on the views. I don't even think I was monetized at the time because I didn't even bother monetizing. And it was just as I started to monetize, I just went through the process because a lot of people were telling me, oh, if you want to get further, monetize because YouTube want to send them to more people. So I just went, yeah, okay, sign up for monetization. And then, like, say, within a month, it just went boof down, and we were like,
yeah,
going from 400,000 views a month to 100.
It looks weird because it's like 900 views and then 70,000 and then 900 and then 20,000.
Wild.
It's like it's going like this for a good year.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there.
And then we'd suddenly get videos like we had one. I don't think it might have been this Christmas gone or the one before, where video views were pretty bad. And then I dropped a video on I built a system, like a high-end system from 2017 and just tested it against 2025 games. And that thing just shot off like 150,000 views within a couple of weeks. I was like, wow. But then they all went back down again, so.
Yeah, I think it from my perspective, it looks like the algorithm didn't know where to put you or something like that. So it was like randomly pushing out random videos to try and figure you out or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on because I've never seen anything. I haven't seen anything like this where one video will do like 100,000 and the next one will do like 900. Is gaming at 30 FPS really that bad? That's a good title. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, I did go through a stage where, obviously, as a YouTuber, you go and look up, don't you, guides and stuff like that, and take their advice and stuff. And I was a stage once where the channel was doing quite bad, and I was like, maybe like I'm not doing enough SEO. Maybe I'm not doing titles and stuff, proper titles. Yeah. So I went through a stage of like going crazy in research, making them what I thought was perfect, and videos did even worse. So I don't even bother with them anymore. I was just like, you know what, no one else is bothering. Just make a great video, try and put a good title and get on with it. I mean, fortunately, I enjoy making the videos, so it's never really put me off. I mean, I do work now, not in a major corporation, but I got a lot more flexi time, so I get to spend a lot more time on my channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like the way, like, how the hell do you monetize this? Like, how do you buy hardware for your channel, right? That's always a question that comes up with every guest that I have, because everyone kind of has their own way of doing stuff. Do you hustle PCs at all? So I guess you just do your
Nope.
What do you do with all these old builds that you do? You just
well, what tends to happen is, I mean, pretty much everything that I've had on the channel is I've still got at the studio. It's stored away in inventory. Not cases. I can't keep too many cases, so I have to let them go. But I tend to just give it all away. So during the pandemic, I gave loads of graphics cards away to people locally that needed them because they'd break and nobody could afford one, couldn't find one. I gave pretty much most of my graphics cards away at the time. Built up the inventory again. Now and again, I'll give one away to a friend who needs an upgrade, and I don't really foresee much content on it anymore. Cases I'll just give away. Coolers I'll just give away because people send them here to review, and I don't really review them anymore, so I'll just give them away. That kind of stuff, really. Most of it I've still got, though. At one stage, I did have a wall built of built systems, and then I had to spend a week stripping them all down to put them all back.
Dude, I think, yeah, seriously, the sheer amount of time I waste moving stuff around is ridiculous, man. Like, or like if I want to test a new motherboard and I have to build a system for it around it, then I have to like bring out all my tools and build it, and that wastes like 3 days of like, man, there's a lot of dicking around with all this kind of, there's no other word for it other than like just like junk, right? Like it's like, yeah, when people are like, you don't want free stuff, it's not free, man. Just like back to that topic for a second. Oh my God, it's insufferable. Most of these companies are insufferable to work with. Like they will, they'll like hound you and like ask you where the video is and stuff, and like when's the video coming out, when's the deadline.
I've had them.
What
I mean,
the hell?
I used to
Like, I'm
put
doing
some
you a
rules around
favor
it.
here.
They don't act like that though. They think they're doing you a favor. But I used to put some rules around it. I used to have to say, like, videos can take up to 4 weeks from receipt, because I've got to test it. But the thing is, they don't want you to test it. So within 2 days of it turning up, they're going, "Where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video?" And I think I lost a lot of what people would call partners, I suppose. Well, they're not really partners if they just want me to do an advert, because they should go and pay for an advert if they want that. Because I either refuse to do it or I've not done it quick enough. Like, it'll take me if I get a new graphics card in, or like a mini PC, say something that I do tend to get in, because I've never got graphics cards or CPUs. They're not interested in a channel like mine for that kind of stuff. But if you get a mini PC in, it'll take me a good week, maybe 2, to properly test it against my test suite, because not only do I mean, I probably have a weird set of games, but finding the games to test is really hard, because you can't please anyone. It seems.
Oh yeah.
So after being abused repeatedly in videos from different selections, I just test what I play now. And if I attract people that play those type of games, good. If I don't, then that's fine, because at least I enjoy testing them, instead of picking games that I've never played, I'm not interested in playing, but now I have to sit there and play it 500 times a month, testing things. But to test that stuff properly, I mean, I only test in game, and I'll test multiple sections of the game, and I play it for like a good 20 to 30 minutes on each one, collect all the results up, retest. Well, I'll compare it against like other smaller channels or people that have done similar, just to make sure that my system's fine and stuff like that. Any of them, then I'll retest to double check the results. Then I have to capture it all, because I capture in game, which a lot of channels don't. They'll just give you like a preview slideshow thing. And then kind of like bundle that all together, and I have to build charts and stuff like that. So a lot of effort goes into it, but a lot of these companies don't want you to do that.
No,
they just
so
want you to read the box, basically.
You've already so you've encountered the double-edged sword there, like on 2 different fronts. So when it comes to like brands and stuff, the double-edged sword is, it's like, hey, do you want to do a review on this power supply or motherboard, right? And you're like, no. It's like, if you want to send it without any expectation, sure. But if you're going to hound me for this, so the reason, so this always kind of blew my mind. This is like a triple-edged sword. So it's like, it's so messed up. The reason why is because from our perspective, or from my perspective, why would I do a advertisement for like a power supply or a motherboard, right? Doesn't make any sense. And why would I just read the headlines and make a video? Because, and then here's the thing, the company is like, well, we're not going to work with you then if you don't do it. Then you're like, well, okay. And the reason why they think they're in the power position is because there's like 100,000 one viewer Andy channels that will do that. So here's the here's the interesting thing though. If say there's a new motherboard coming out, like OC Formula, Azerock, or something like that, and this one random tech tuber will get an early sample before everybody else, and they do what they're told, they will just get all the views. So in essence, the manufacturer is rewarding the tech tuber for doing what they're told with the day one or the day pre-one views, right? That's what's going on there. So it's like you always have to play this juggling act of like, well, do I actually want those views? And do I sell my soul for that shit? Here's the thing. The third end of that sword is the viewers seem to click on that type of shit, which just doesn't make any sense. Like you're like, man, like I don't have a motherboard on me, but you're like, these are the VRMs, and this has 3 USB ports. And like I did one for Asus, the X870E Hero. I think that's 100,000 views. I did one cool thing with it, but all I did otherwise was just like read off the spec sheet, and the video did so well, dude.
It does.
I'm like, this is insane. I'm like, do I just make a channel called?
Well,
I don't even know, man. So that's the third end of the sword. It's like, so if I just do those forever, then yeah, I'm just gonna be burnt out and want to hate my life. But that's gonna grow the channel.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I fell into that with a few things a while back, where it's like every other video seemed to be taking a look at something, read the box, because you're not that interested in it. You are making an advert.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to create content anymore. I didn't want to come to the studio anymore because it was depressing. And that's when I just cut the ties and I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the studio today because I love making videos, but I was hating making them videos. So I was like, I'm just going to go to the studio. I'm going to pick some random crap that I can find in there that I've got stored in an old box. I'm going to do a video on it. I'm just going to mess with it, play with it, show people what it can still do or can't do, blah, blah, blah. And I just so enjoyed making that kind of video.
Dude,
I was like, that's it, just cut the rest off.
It literally shows in your videos when you're like actually enjoying the topic that you're talking about. So here's the sword part of it is do you want to grow your channel? Is the question. It's like how do you want to yeah, exactly. Do you ride the edge of channel growth? Or do you just do whatever the hell you want and whoever wants to go for the ride, right? And do you just accept that you're gonna have to kind of work a day job forever, kind of thing?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the day job that I've got now, I do love anyway. So I'm kind of doing two things that I love. So I'm not like in this situation like I was with the old company where I kind of hated my day job and love doing this. I kind of love doing both, and because I've got the flexibility to be both, because I don't necessarily work 5 days a week.
Okay.
I pick and choose when I work, kind of thing, which means I can flex between working on the channel in the day, working normal job in the night. I can just do it whenever I want, really. It's all IT based, so
that's nice.
You can just do that. I mean, today I was sat there this morning writing a bunch of proposals and bids, and then I kind of got to lunchtime, switched on this old junky box I've got on the side that I'm going to be doing some content on soon, and started tinkering with that. So I kind of enjoy doing that. So I think I'm in a lucky position where I don't have to like ride the sample thing. Is it nice to get samples? Yeah, of course it is. Everybody likes something that they can play with and tinker with. Is it worth selling your soul for and being miserable on videos? Because like you're right, people from my Discord, my core, big followers that have been with me forever, they notice and they say you just weren't happy doing that video. And I'm like, I wasn't. You can just see it come out in the video. Of
course.
A lot of people do say that I get really excited about old crap. And I'm like, well, if I can pick up an old piece of crap for $1 or £1 in our country and actually play a video game that I love playing, like it might be an older game, of course I'm excited about it because, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
You can just get some old stuff and play games, you can't even necessarily say that about things like games consoles and stuff because, like, you buy an Xbox 360 now, yeah, you can play the Xbox 360 games there, but it could always do that. It's not really that cool nowadays. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of taken that route where I'm trying to do a halfway house. So I'm not doing case reviews. I'm not doing all that stuff. The views are bad on them anyway, in my opinion. I can get the views on them if I sell my soul even further and clickbait everything, but I'm not that type of person. I'd rather just say like companies do reach out to me and they will say, would you take a look at so-and-so? And I'll look through because I've got like I use a Trello board and I've got all my video ideas and things that are in progress and I can store lots of things on them like the thumbnails and stuff. So that way I can work from home and the studio, etc. I'll look across those videos and I'll go, will it help support a video that I'm going to make? Yes. Okay. I'll push that back to him and I'll say, we can feature it in this video. It's not a review. We'll talk about it, but it's not a review. It's going to be featured in a video where we're building an all Intel system or a budget system or something. Those videos do way better on the views anyway, but some companies don't seem to see it that way. They'd much rather go somewhere else that does an advert, probably a smaller tech channel, who gets a couple of hundred views and then doesn't exist a year later. And I'm like, well,
That's,
you
oh
missed
my
out,
God.
dudes.
What is that? Dude, I've noticed the same thing. What the hell is that? Like there's like, yeah, you can do a lot of weird shit. Like just like make a channel. It's almost like they just buy 1,000 subscribers or whatever to just like get the thing monetized because the views don't add up to the subscriber counts ever, right?
Feels that way.
Yeah. Or they'll have like 50,000, 60,000 subscribers and like 200 views. And yet those guys will get like the day one motherboard and that one video will do kind of decently. And then, yeah, they wipe off the face of the earth the next year. Why what is with these brands, man? It doesn't like
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. They seem to be held hostage by some channels, and then they don't look deeper. I don't think they don't look like you get these emails that'll go, "I've been watching your channel for years. It's amazing. We want to be featured on it," and they don't even know what your content's about.
No, that's spam.
And you're like, no, you don't.
Yeah, that's just your spamming. Yeah.
And then when you do kind of contact some of these companies, like they don't look at like, oh, your channel's been going for 6 years and you've built up, you've improved, you've got better, you know, you're really seriously thinking about this. That's a lot of samples go to a lot of channels that never improve. They just repeat the same thing. Fair play to them if you can repeat the same thing about a cooler 100 times, because I can't do it. But they're not, in my opinion, they're not long-standing things. They're not building communities. I mean, I've looked at channels that are bigger than mine. Like, I'll tell you, so in our Discord, in the Techlab Discord, we do have a private channel for mostly UK-based small tech channels. So I've invited people in to help each other. You know, what's working, what's not working. Can we review each other's thumbnails and titles and stuff like that?
Oh, like a mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. And what's working well for you in your videos, that kind of thing. And when I started to reach out to a lot of these channels to try and say, you know what, come on in, you know, let's all help each other. There's so many of them who think that we're all in competition, that they do not want to share information. They do not want you to get a sample. They do not want you to get a view. And I've never been like that. You know, I promote a lot of these channels on my X, on my Discords, everywhere. I mean, I let them post their own videos in Discord because I'm not competing with anyone.
That's
I'm
weird
just
energy.
Here to make great videos. Well, I think they're great. Great videos. Yeah. Play with tech. If people want to watch, they can watch. If they don't, they don't. But I want to build a community of people that are like-minded, so I don't get the I suppose assholes and things like that, because we're all trying to do the same stuff. And I think the brands don't see when you're doing that, because I know that a lot of channels that are bigger than mine in terms of subscribers, they make a lot of videos promoting stuff, but their Amazon links barely sell anything, whereas mine go crazy all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
So on that point, I think that's gonna change as AI slowly takes over, because if you're just a box reader channel and you haven't built a community of some sort, it's gonna get to the point where your audience, the ones that you've cultivated, aren't gonna know where you are anymore. And they're it just for the same thing that you were just mentioning, where they like the Amazon affiliate links. Dude, there are channels 50 times larger than mine that don't make a fraction of the money that I do, right? Or even the supporters that I do. Just and this is the thing too, the brands don't, I don't think they see it that way yet. For some reason, they're still kind of like living in the Stone Age, where they think subscriber counts equals value for some reason. Well, I'll never forget this. The first time I kind of saw a window into that was when a bunch of my, not a bunch, it was like 3 guys, but a bunch of them got scammed. Not scammed. They listened to Jay when Jay was like, buy it now. This was before the pandemic or whatever. Yeah. Whether it be, yeah, I remember I literally have a button for that one. Whether it be AMD or Nvidia, buy it now, right? That wasn't when the 3090 Ti came out, and it was like $2,200, and it was like 1% faster or whatever. And then so a few of my guys bought it. They're like, I'm gonna buy it now. And then EVGA didn't. I think Jacob probably did this, but like they looked at, because I'm like, you guys should probably make this right. This is not okay that like you charge two, and it was like the next week after launch, it was like went down to like $1,400 or whatever, like the huge price cut. And then they looked at my affiliate link codes, and I think it was like I generated like $80,000 of sales in like 1 month or something like that for like a channel that had like 20,000 subscribers. Like, it was ridiculous. And then they were like, "Oh, okay." So I think if they can actually track the link data, they treat you with way more respect. That's what it is, I think. But most of these brands don't do that, though.
No. They tend to just see the number, subscriber, average views, whether anybody buys from that view, whether anybody, because it's not just about buying, it's about like people buying into their brand as well. So like, they might not buy today, but they might look at that brand because you've shown them how useful it is in the past, kind of thing. But I think a lot of it's down to, like your example there, is because you were providing value. Reading a box is not value. Anybody can go to the website and read the website or read the box. They want to know what you can do with it. Like, I mean, you tend to show people what you can do with it when you fine tune them.
Right.
That's adding value. You know, that's showing people that if you do buy this one, you can do this stuff with it. But showing people it's a graphics card and it's got all these numbers, and look at some chart against other graphics cards, I suppose could add a little bit of value, really, because you're kind of seeing where it's placed, but only if that testing methodology is aligned to you. But if you can show them, oh, well, like I say, in your case, it's fine tuning things. With me, I tend to take something and whack it in something that you wouldn't normally do it, just to see what happens. But that adds value because it shows people what you can and can't do with it.
So where's the hate that you get then? Like, I don't see any content that you make that would generate, like, you make some pretty easy digestible content. What's up, Bash? Thanks for the 20.
I mean, I'm not a fan of any brand, to be honest. I've always preferred AMD graphics cards personally, but that's only because of price. I mean, I was always a budget gamer, and they made budget cards that were great, in my opinion. But do I have a favorite? No. I mean, I'll use what achieves my goal. Since I got back into PC gaming, I mean, I went from Nvidia to AMD to Nvidia to AMD because whoever at the time was offering the best value in my price range, kind of thing.
So where's the hate come from?
I don't know. I think it's because, like, on every video that I make, I don't tell people to buy something. I just literally say, this is what it is. This is what it can do in the way that I test things and the things I'm interested in. And this is probably something else you could do with it, with these extra tools or whatever. And this is my opinion, but I never say it, you know, or probably sometimes I'll add on to that. If you are a type of gamer in this category, it could be good for you. But the amount of people that you get like commenting going, "Oh, how dare you say that that's the best?" And you go, "Well, I didn't find it in the video." You know, I don't know where these people come from or why they make things up, but you get a lot of comments like that. I mean, I used to get a lot of abuse that was nothing to do with the video content really, but it was targeted at me. British, that seems to get you a lot of abuse.
Why?
Old, that was my biggest one. I don't know. I really don't know. Old used to be one that I'm old, which is crazy. A lot of people used to post, "Aren't you too old to be doing YouTube or something? Leave it to the kids."
No way! What, dude? You look like you're 35. Actually, what the hell? That makes no sense.
Oh yeah, I'm way older than that.
You look younger than I do. That makes no sense. Why the hell? Why would?
I don't know. I mean, it gave me a big insight into.
You should take that as a compliment.
toxicity.
Honestly, it should just be like, usually, you know how you can tell you're doing well? The more haters you get, that means you're on the right track.
Yeah.
That's basically what that is. I don't know why though. The personal attacks on you, that's a strange one.
Well, they got to me for a bit, but my community pulled me around on that one. They were like, "Do you know what? Look at your video stats. You've got a couple of people being dicks, but you've got thousands of people liking it." And once that realism comes, it kind of went away a bit. Now I'll just block. I mean, actually, I block and I mute because I watched your content. That's where it came from. As soon as I watched a couple of your videos, and I was like, you were just like, block, block, block. And I was just sat there thinking,
rapid fire, baby. Yeah, rapid fire.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do I sit here and try to respond to these people? No, do you know what? Sod that. Block.
Yep.
So I just do that now, which is probably why you can't see many, because what I love doing now is when you get somebody that's quite abusive, I love commenting back like something sarcastic. I'm British, right? Sarcasm,
Yeah.
right? Something sarcastic. And before they get a chance to respond, muting them so nobody else can see them. And then just arguing with them for days. But they don't realize no one else can see it. So they can say what they want. They can make whatever point they want. And I'm just literally sending sarcasm back. Great for engagement because it still counts on your comment counts. But they're just talking to themselves at the end of the day. And I just love doing that. It's just one of my little fun games on YouTube.
Have you ever tried to actually converse with one of these people?
I used to.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere,
back,
right?
Oh no.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
made
saying.
their mind up.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, they for some reason they have a certain opinion of you, and I like, dude, I've tried live like 3 or 4 times in a row. I'm like, dude, what's the goal in your insult? What are you trying to achieve? What, like, and it doesn't ever seem to actually get anywhere. They just, I'm not sure where the negativity comes from, to be honest. It's always like,
I don't know.
no, it's just like, if they like, what is, it's interesting. What value comes from trying to make someone else feel bad? Like, and then what? That's what doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, I think, don't they say that people do it to make themselves feel better? But I don't understand how you can. I don't feel better if I say something to somebody. I mean,
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying,
generally.
yeah.
I'm a really nice person. That's why I get. It really shocked me when I first started getting it. It wasn't at the start of the channel. It's when it started to build up a bit. And it shocked me because years and years previous to that, like before I was doing the console gaming and that, back in, like I say, the 9700 GT days, Pentium 4 days, the PC community was the one that wasn't toxic. Everybody got on. It was all about playing the game together. No one cared what you had in your system. I mean, I used to go, I don't know if you've ever heard of the iSeries LANs.
No, what's
It's a
that?
UK thing, so probably not. So years and years ago, I don't know if they still do it, but years ago they used to have what they called the Insomniac. So it was iSeries was LAN parties. This was back when LANs were a cool thing, and I used to go to them when I was younger. So you travel across country, go to some kind of stadium where there's 2,000 gamers, and you play games. And I remember that quite specifically because I went to one that was called I-27. So if anybody's watching this who went, I was there. And it was when the Xbox 360 first came out. That's how long ago this was, because they had Microsoft there promoting it, going, oh, yeah, get an Xbox. And my RAM died in my system. Now, this was great big towers and CRT monitor days. And I must have had like 20 people surrounding my machine trying to fix it, like tearing RAM out of their own machines to get me up and gaming. That was the community I remember. There was no one at the LAN party saying, my system's faster, I've got a 5090. So coming back into it
Oh my God.
a few years ago and just watching, like, I mean, I won't go on Reddit anymore. Reddit is just the place to get attacked, man. But you can't seem to post any, like, you see a lot of budget gamers. There's more budget gamers out there than there are high-end gamers. We know that for a fact because of what sells and stuff. And there's still more old machines with older stuff than there are high-end machines. But you never really hear from these budget gamers. And a lot of it, based on interacting with a lot of them, because that's what my channel attracts, is because they don't want to say anything. Because as soon as they say, you know, I've got a 6600, which is fine.
They get
cool.
shit on.
It meets your goal. It's shit on straight away.
Yes.
And they're made to feel poor. And it's like,
It's
I just don't get it. It's like
toxic, dude. It is so. Oh my God, dude. I get called the toxic one. Like, oh my God, it is so toxic. You can't go on Reddit. Twitter is a bit better because you can just block people.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I've had to in my own Discord. I've had budget gamers join, and they're like supporters for like 3 years, paying me like $10 a month. They just never talk. I'm like, well, yeah, I recognize this guy's name. Why don't you ever talk? He's like, oh, just, you know, I have a mid-range build. I just don't want to say anything. I'm like, why, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, even in my Discord, I'm like, I gotta make sure that these people know that I got their backs. Like, I'm not, like, if anyone says anything negative ever about anything, it's a permanent and immediate fucking ban. Zero fucking tolerance, right? And people wonder why I do that shit, because imagine I always bring up the single mom and the Timmy example, right? The Karen and the Timmy,
Yeah.
or the single mom Jeanette, right? It's like if you were a single mom and you bought your Timmy, what's the a 50, 60, 8 gig or something like that, like just like a $300 graphics card.
Yeah.
What if that kid wants to play Battlefield, man? He needs help, right? It's not like
Mhm.
it's not like that person deserves any less respect than the meme on Reddit is like it's either like the it's not much but it's mine starter pack, and it's like a thread ripper with like 25090s, and like it's so fucking ridiculous, dude. And then
But that meme comes from like some reality.
it does. Oh,
People
absolutely.
are always saying that kind of stuff.
The
It's
people-
like the other one that says my first PC.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
like the parts like 5090 and that.
Yeah, and it's like a battle
guess some
station
people
with like
do it,
7
but-
monitors on the wall and shit. It's just ridiculous, dude. I'm not sure what I'm not. You know what? I agree with you though, because back in the day when I used to do LAN parties and stuff, it was never like that. I'm not sure what changed. It might just be a societal change, honestly, where people are a lot more polarized and negative in general. And I think that's coming over.
Contributes to it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just coming over
definitely
to.
contributes. I think in the tech space, I think companies have got some blame because they
They
again,
do.
my memory of back then was that like they'd release a new product, but they still say that their old one was great. They didn't call anybody poor for still having an old one. Whereas now it's like AMD, for argument's sake, will release the 9070 and the 9060. It's like nothing else exists. And it's like, but they're like okay compared to the last generation, but it's like none of that exists. If you've got that, what are you even playing at? You need to be on the 90. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Not even
So
just that. When I bought a 6800 XT, and not the, what do they call it? Not the reference, not the founders. What do they call them again? They call them, what does AMD call their reference cards? I don't even remember now.
I've always just called them reference.
It's like their version of the Founders Edition, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the heck it's called. Anyway, you open the box, and the first thing it says right in the box is "Welcome to Team Red," and I was like, they're doing it. They're playing the divisive flag pole stamp kind of. They're doing it to, like they want to build. It must be like it is working though, to be fair, because look at what the hell is going on with AMD and the tech space, right? You say anything whatsoever, anything negative, you get just completely destroyed, right? And then with the whole, back to the whole like scarcity thing, and like you trying to like collect other UK tech tubers in this Discord and like sharing ideas and stuff, you're gonna find that goes all the way to the top as well, where people that I don't know, see, it's interesting. People that think they have something to lose will never interact with somebody smaller than them. And can you even blame them though? Look at what happened to Linus and GN. Like Linus interacted with all these guys that were smaller than them, and then all of a sudden, when his guard was down, they're backstabbing the shit out of him. When he like went out of his way to like promote GN, he goes out of his way to like save hardware on box from Nvidia samples and all that. He like all Linus got for his generosity was just a bunch of just snakes just trying to take him down, right? And it's really unfortunate that happens, though, because it's like, why can't we all just collab? And there's enough, trust me, man, the optimizers all do this, the Twitter optimizers, they all do the same shit. They'll take somebody else's screenshot, they'll post their own FPS numbers, they'll say, I'm the best optimizer, this guy is dog shit. It's like, man, there are more than enough viewers, and there are more than enough customers for everybody. It's really... But like, man, how do I word this? Would we, if we were in their shoes, would we interact with people smaller than us? See, I don't know. That's the thing. I would right now.
I'd like to think that I would. I'd like to think that I would. I mean, I do it now. There's smaller channels, way smaller channels, like a couple of hundred subs that I will help out. I've sent graphics cards to them and things like that because they've got no inventory. So I'm not using that anymore. Somebody sent it me. It cost me nothing. I don't sell
Right.
nothing because I tried to sell something once on Facebook and it was the worst experience ever. So I won't do it again. So
Yeah.
I'll get these things sent from a company. I'll do a video on it, like a mini PC.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'll go, number one, does any of my friends or family want it? No. Is there any smaller creators out there that need help? And I'll just ship it.
That's really cool of you, dude. Honestly. By the way, speaking of help, I can set you up. I don't know who the hell the UK rep is, but I can hook you up with like an Nvidia rep though, so you can get some graphics cards on day one. I can
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I can totally forward that over to you. The interesting thing is Nvidia is an interesting company, man. They seem to be the smartest one when it comes to knowing the value of a community over view counts. And yet they still also send samples to people that know that they're just going to get shit on. That I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
That.
No. And
I honestly haven't.
And
I mean,
so,
when, wasn't there 1 years ago was it Hardware Unboxed? Or so, I'm pretty sure it might have been Hub.
That's what it was. It was Hub, yeah.
I don't really watch those channels because
neither do I.
They all seem like drama. And I'm not into the drama. I just want to create tech videos and play with tech. I don't care about people's drama. But I'm pretty sure there was a while ago when, didn't they stop their samples? And then
they
complained about it. And it was something to do with the fact that they weren't going to test ray tracing or RTX or something properly, or DLSS. No,
let's call it what it is, like straight up though. Like what it actually is, it was they are very pro AMD, and it's I don't even know if I know they do it on purpose, but I don't. It's like, can you blame them? Is what the point is, because if you're so back to the triple-edged sword. Let's say if your channel, if your objective was to do this full time by any means necessary, you would study what the audience wants. You would study the thumbnails that they want, and you would study. So what he does is he goes on like Chat GPT or like Grok, and he'll go like, what is the hot topic for AMD right now? And then he'll have the AI scan Reddit for him, and then he'll make a video on whatever the hot topic is, and that's how his content constantly goes viral, right? Which is the smartest thing that you can do, but it's also soul sucking, right? Now, so if you do that over a long enough time span, it kind of creates this like gigantic echo chamber of YouTube where pro AMD is the best, right? Now. So again, I don't know if he does it on purpose, but that's just a side effect of his growth. It's a side effect of his growth strategy, right? So Nvidia is like, this guy only makes pro AMD content. It makes no sense for us to send him shit. That's common logical sense. So what the email said was it was very specific wording. Your content direction doesn't align with our values or something like that, which basically means all you do is make pro AMD content, right? That's all. It's like your content direction. Yeah. And then but then Linus saved them, right? So I was surprised that Nvidia didn't put their foot down. Because Nvidia does not need tech tubers when they have like Kai Cenat and like Aiden Ross and like Asmongold, and they have these like top streamers, and like they can just send Mr. Beast a 5090. Like, it doesn't matter, right? They have these people. They don't need tech tubers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand that, to be honest. I'm not for or against them getting samples. I don't really care, to be honest.
No, I don't care either. But no,
Nvidia have the right to be able to say whatever they want.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'll give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, I do a lot of, not reviews, but I mess about with mini PCs. I just think they're really cool and interesting. had a company contact me. Would you like to take a look at our latest one? We love your content. They clearly didn't watch it. I said, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We can take a look at it, but we always game on them. I always test gaming. That's the only thing I'm interested in. They said, yeah, that's fine. But we don't want you testing this stuff. We don't want you comparing it against somebody else. We don't want you. And I was like, nope, just take it back. I'm not interested. You know, now they've completely ghosted me. They'll never send me anything now. And I'm like, I put up with it. Do you know what I mean? I suck it up. That's their choice.
That's their choice. Yeah,
but
it's their choice.
I will test it properly if you send it. So,
it's weird that they get salty about it too. It's weird that because the okay, hang on. Let me finish the other. That's a good thread though. What I wanted to say was so Nvidia does seem to be better with the whole community thing. Intel is not still for some reason. Intel. So when I was talking to Intel at CES, they have a separate full-time employee just to deal with Steve, Gamers Nexus. And then I'm like, why not just not send him stuff then? It's like why are you sending him something, then have a full-time employee trying to manage him? And then it's like if I ask for something, they're like, your channel is not quite large enough yet. I'm like, dude, I'm the only guy on the internet that's like, Intel is fucking awesome. This is how you tune it, right? It's insufferable.
I don't know. Intel confused me a lot because when their graphics cards first came out, I mean, I bought the A770, I think.
Yeah.
I've got the
limited edition. Yep.
I bought it straight away and tested it, and yeah, it had problems, and I was open about all the problems, but for the price and the fact that we couldn't buy anything, it was a good initial card coming into the market. That's how I felt it was, and I proved it with benchmarks, you know, in the right system and stuff. I tested the next one, 750, boom, the A380, and then I was watching their the devs used to stream, the developers were streaming with the latest model and doing stuff. And I was watching one of them, and I caught them talking about my channel and how I'd been testing it, and I'd found this issue or that issue and stuff like this. And I thought, that's really cool, that is. Then they noticed me in the stream watching, so they started talking to me and stuff. And they mentioned reaching out to their marketing because they wanted me to get the next one. I think it was the B580.
Why didn't they reach out to you, though?
Well, these devs said they were going to speak to the marketing people to reach out.
I see.
Right. So marketing didn't. I managed to go back to him, got the contact, went to the contact. No way were they going to touch my channel. And I was just like, dude, man, I've got so many videos on the Intel. I've not written it off. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm giving you the truth of what a out of the box experience could be, would be. It works well on these games. I really love the Intel. I'm going to buy it anyway. So, you know, but yeah, Intel were really funny with me.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think they were saying that to look good on stream, and then when it came down to it,
possibly.
Yeah, I think that's 100% what it is. Man, long story short, dealing with brands in general is fucking insufferable, dude. Holy shit! But not Nvidia. Nvidia is awesome though. They just, dude, when you're on Nvidia's like sample list, they don't even talk to you. You just get shipping notifications and you just do whatever the hell you want. It's really cool.
It'd be really cool to work with Nvidia, to be honest, because I've not had a lot of Nvidia cards on the channel, and the honest reason for that is because of price.
Yeah,
I love them. I think they're great, but for a small channel like mine that's technically self-funded, YouTube makes me nothing. Affiliates don't really make me anything. I get a lot of clicks throughs and a lot of people buying stuff, but you make pennies on everything. So it's all self-funded. So when I come to like a new generation or a release, I tend to go for the lower end stuff anyway. So I'm never going to get the big stuff. But the AMD cards are cheaper and people watch those videos, so I tend to float that way. I'm trying to get more onto the Nvidia stuff now so I can do more comparisons with what we've got and just kind of have a more equal sharing of blue versus green versus red.
It's
on the
an uphill
channel.
battle, man. It really is. It's like there's financial gatekeeping, there's sample gatekeeping, there is collab gatekeeping. You know what the crazy thing is? If you want to, so I never been to Computex, but I've been to CES, and the way they have it set up there is they rent private halls, I guess you want to call them. They rent private halls, and in order to get into the hall to film, you have to be on their like guest list. So if you burn bridges with a brand, you can't film CES content. So you got to be really careful. So it's no joke, right? So with what's his name? Blackbird, a PC Tech. That's how I literally met that guy. He was trying to get into the MSI booth, and he was waiting outside, but he wasn't on the list. He only had like 400 subscribers. So I just like linked arms and come along with me kind of thing, right? So it's like, then now you have like content gatekeeping. It's like dude, it's such an uphill battle trying to become a tech tuber.
Oh yeah.
It's, oh my god. So like you enter these layers, then you have audience gatekeeping. So it's like so when I started my channel, and I'm like, okay, so I can't get any samples, I'm too small, I can't make any money, I'm just like, I'm going to self-fund with like selling stuff, I don't care. And then the audience is gonna hate you for trying to make money, to self-fund, to buy stuff, to review, because you're making money. So now the audience is trying to gatekeep you from making money to to follow your dreams and passions, dude. And then what this basically means is like they don't want anything to change. They just want the 4 guys at the top to get their samples. They want them to shit on the brands. And then the brands don't help either too, because like if you go to the ASUS Twitter page, and then it'll be like this new build from, I don't even know what tech channel there. It's like this random tech channel that you've never heard of before, but they have like 600,000 subscribers in some random country, but they feature that channel because they know that channel is going to do what they're told, and they're not featuring the smaller folk, because again, it's like a gatekeep. And then you get the hate from the comment section too. It's like, you're old. It's like, Can I have a little bit of support here, please? Can I just?
It is uphill.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking brutal.
I do find brutal. That. I mean,
it's hilarious.
I've done videos for some brands in the past, which have kind of turned out a little bit like adverts and stuff. But I try to swing it as much as I can with, I'm trying to do this useful thing with it, but sometimes it does kind of come across as a box reading. So they kind of get what they want, and then you find out they didn't even share your video, and you're like, you're the brand. Like, you would be the one that wanted it shared, and you didn't even watch it, you didn't share it, you didn't comment on it.
Yep. It's like, what's...
and like, people think that like you're getting free stuff and stuff, and like we've mentioned before, that this costs you a lot of money to make these videos. And when people mention about, but why do other people get samples and stuff, even smaller channels? You're like, well, however they're doing it, but this, effectively, it's saving brands thousands, because if you just think about, they've got an item, like traditional advertising, they've got an item, they need somebody to make an advert about it, that costs thousands to have production done, videoing done, animation done, blah 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 blah. Then they've got to have somebody put it all together, they've got to pay for that, then they've got to do marketing around their own marketing, and somebody's got to do that, and then somehow they've got to get it out there. So then that's, if they pay to do that, that can cost hundreds, if not like £1 million, I suppose. Some people would say that it could cost you. So actually just looking at a bunch of tech tubers or streamers and just go and send them a card. I've never charged for a video, ever. I've never charged for a video. All I've ever said to people is, yes, your sample will fit well in this piece of content. We can use your RAM or whatever in this piece of content, as long as you agree with that. Just send the RAM. I don't need paying for it. I mean, I could suppose, but I just don't want to get involved in that heaviness. I just want to make the content. So send it fast, because I'm going to do that video kind of thing. And they're saving so much money by doing that. Even if you got, 1,000 views, that's still way more, way
1,000
cheaper.
high quality views though.
Yeah.
Like real
Yeah,
views.
and that's way cheaper than spending millions on an advert that nobody watches, or they just turn the volume off or turn the channel over. So yeah. But
yeah, man, it's so insufferable. So when the 5080 came out, and I was the only guy that was like, yo, this is crazy. It overclocks to 3.3 gigahertz, right? Because that was the first Nvidia sample that I got, the 5080 Founders Edition. Because I was late to the party for the 5090. And then I was the only guy on TechTube that said the 5080 was actually awesome, and everyone else got shit for it. And then the next day, Jay releases the video that's like, oh my God, all the hidden performance of the 5080 is like he overclocked it with Afterburner, right? That got featured on the Nvidia page. Like not the guy.
Weird.
Yeah, but I know. I think I'm not sure what that is. I think I think it just has to be a monetary calculation. But like, I'm just grateful they sent me the sample in the first place. But it's like,
yeah.
It's like, I said the exact same thing Jay did. Did I ever tell you the story about what do you remember that YouTube channel, Tech Deals? Did I ever tell you what that guy did?
I never watched it, but I did. My only experience with Tech Deals is he popped up on X one day.
Yeah.
And I saw him calling a load of people poor because they didn't buy the latest high-end CPU, even though last year he was saying the high-end. See, this is what I never got with his content, and I didn't follow it. I didn't follow it at all.
So fucking funny.
The bit that I got into an argument with him or something or what? No, I didn't get in an argument. I was just watching an argument.
Yeah.
It was the fact that he'd said, you have to buy this thing. I think it was like the 5900X or something at the time. It was the highest end CPU.
Yeah.
You have to buy 14900 or something. You have to buy this because it'll last 10 years. And my thought process was, if you look back a year, he was saying the same about last year's. So now he's telling nobody who bought last year's to buy this year's because it'll last 10 years. Well, wait a minute. The last one didn't last 10 years. So what's the point? Just buy what meets your goal, and then later on buy what meets your goal again. That's my only experience, apart from the fact that he followed me on X. So I followed back.
Yeah.
It's polite. And then secretly unfollowed me. So I secretly unfollowed back. And
Why do people do that?
And then I never saw him again.
That's always weird. Why do people do that? What is that?
I think it's they want their following to look lower than their followers because it makes them look more popular, I think. So if you follow if you followed 1 million people tomorrow, 500,000 people will follow you back because people just do. They go, oh, look, Frame Chasers, they're into tech. I'll follow him back. But then when you unfollow, they never get a notification. So you just look like, I think that's why they do it.
I've never done that before.
No, you wouldn't because you don't.
That doesn't compute.
It's a hack and slash method. Yeah. But I think that's why they do it.
But why?
That's my only experience with him. I don't really know his content. I don't really know him or.
Okay, but anyway. What a stupid. What? Fuck me. What? Oh my God, dude. People are. No, you wonder why people are just soulless husks on this stupid this YouTube and this social media platforms. It's like nobody just wants to have fun, huh? Everyone literally just looking for growth and money and farming algorithms. Anyway, that one time, he followed me, but I followed him back, but I don't remember him unfollowing me. I don't think he did. He blocked me after this though. He was trying to benchmark Call of Duty, the first one. I can't remember now. And in that game, you have to go into the config file and set the number of cores. So if you launch the game when it has E cores turned on, it'll think you have 24 cores, which tanks the performance, right? So then he's like, why are my benchmark numbers so bad? I'm like, dude, go to the config. I messaged him. I'm like, go to the config file, change it to this, and then your results will be good. He's like, oh my God, that fixed everything. Thank you so much, right? Didn't shout me out. Nothing, right? I was like, okay, whatever. I just help another guy out. Another guy did this to me too. One of the Call of Duty streamers did this to me too. Fucking snakes, man. Anyway, God, everyone's such a fucking snake. It's so stupid. And then the tech testers girl, the Norwegian girl, whatever her name is, she had the same problem. Guy out. Oh, I can hear the audio. And then he replied to her tweet and gave her the answer that I gave him and claimed the credit. And I was like,
that sounds about right.
yeah, I was like, bro, you didn't give me any credit at all. He's like, you're too small. He actually told me that I was too small. Yeah. What? No,
Really?
I respected that though. He's like, it's not in my benefit to associate with your channel because you're too small. I was like, okay. At least, you know what? At least he told me that shit. At least he didn't just do the thanks, bro, and then unfollow kind of thing, right? So it's like, kudos to the guy for telling me the truth, but on the other hand, it's like, wow, so what, basically the lesson that I learned is never help larger tech tubers. What happened with Chris and Hardware Unboxed when the whole Gear 2 thing happened, and we're like trying to reach out to Hardware Unboxed, and we're like, man, the reason why your 4000 is slower than 3200 is because it got bumped into Gear 2. And what did he do? Instead of him being like, thanks for the pro tip, he's like, these guys are scammers. Like, they get defensive and they start lashing out and attacking and they try to disparage you. There's a huge scarcity mindset in the TechTube space, and I'm not sure why. So if you go to video cards on Twitter, theft of content is a bit different though. But if you go to video cards on Twitter, they will attack any other publication that kind of just copies their news articles. If you go to Moore's Law is Dead and he like comes out with like a leak, he has like the watermarks like crisscrossing over every single page to make it virtually impossible for anyone to ever try to copy the content, because people just want credit and they don't want to share for some reason. What do you think that is? What do you think the scarcity comes from? Oh, that's like dog eat dog world. Like why do people not think that a viewer can watch your video and mine? Like, there's enough time in a day to watch both. What do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something psychological, because if you look at, I mean, everything has a different purpose, but if you look at the way that the algorithm works, if we all actually worked together and made similar content, we'd all get more views, because the algorithm wants to find a video similar for the next person to watch. By keeping yourself hidden away and making sure that yours is completely unique, you're in your own basket. So I don't know why they do tend to do it on. This is why so many people copy the same, RTX 3070 in 2025, and you get like 50 videos like that.
Yeah, you get a content strategy is to just go on Linus videos, GN videos, and Hub videos, find out what they released the day before, and just make a video related to that. Because then
effectively,
because then what will happen is someone will watch that video, and then your video is so close to it that you'll get recommended, and you can actually track that in your analytics. Like, a lot of people came to this video from this video. And then the last one for me was the 14600K video or whatever. It's like no, it was the Battlefield video, the Battlefield one. When everyone in the comment section was like, oh my god, Frame Chasers, the 9800X 3D is 40% fast, or whatever misinformation they were spreading. And then all those comments in that video all led those people to my channel. So it actually does me a favor by doing relatable content, right? I should do that one day. I should literally just like, you know what I should do? That'd be so funny. It's like, for like 2 months, just make a concerted effort to make the exact same video as Hardware Unboxed.
Do you know what? I mean,
it's so funny.
I've literally suggested it to people before who've literally gone to the annoying point where they're like, I don't know how to fix my channel. I don't know how to fix it because they're really small. And I'm like, look, if you want to sell your soul, literally just copy a video. Find a popular video and just copy it. It doesn't even have to be in great format, because some of the larger channels do that. They actually do it. I've watched them. So
they steal that shit straight up.
Yeah, I've had videos where I've published them and then watched large channels. I mean, I'll give you an example. Remember when I don't know if you ever used this, but AMD released RSR?
No, I never used that. I heard
No,
about it
so
though.
RSR it was basically the it's FSR but built into the driver, so it works on any graphics card.
Oh
Not many
yeah,
people really
that's right. I
used it
remember
because
that. Yeah.
it wasn't brilliant, but for budget gamers on old stuff, it did help. It helps you boost to 40 FPS if you can only get 30. So people that are really, tight on money, it helped. I waited up all night to do a video on that. And as soon as the driver dropped in the UK, I downloaded it, threw it on a machine, did loads. I was up all night. I literally finished editing the video about 7 in the morning and published straight away. I was top of YouTube for searching. Again, I don't know if it's the same for like the US and UK.
Yeah.
I don't know. But when I searched and when my friends searched from here, I was top. And my video started rocketing off. Like, I'm going, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I've literally hit this mark before people even get up. And then I watched a large channel drop a video with a very similar thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, that looks convincing. I watched the video. I clicked on it to go, well, what's that about? So I watched it. The whole video was them. I don't like faceless channels. To be honest, I can't watch faceless channels.
Yeah.
It was a faceless channel. They were talking about RSR, and literally showing just normal stock footage because obviously they hadn't recorded any. They hadn't tested it. And literally in the middle, they described what RSR was. And it made me click, and I thought, am I watching my video? And I looked at my video because when I was recording my video to say, I went to the AMD tech sheet and I tried to say their real technical line, and I had to say, I remember it well because I had to do it. I had to take like 7 takes to do it because it was so technical that I was like getting it wrong. And I said it in such a weird way that I went, oh, sod it. You know what? Just publish that. It's not perfect, but publish it. And they literally copied the script. Now, what I watched then was
shit.
When you were watching on YouTube, my video was at the top. I ramped up to like 2,000 views, which was insane for my channel. Like, it was never seen before on my channel. And then their video took over it because they were a bigger channel.
Yes.
And then it just, mine went blip, blip, blip off the bottom, and the views stopped. And I was like, do you know what? You can't even get in first and win by doing proper testing, by actually showing the proper gameplay captures and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. All it matters is, does YouTube see that you're bigger and people may potentially watch yours more? That will win.
Do you know what the last time, dude? Oh my god! Even so, back to the gatekeeping. YouTube has gatekeeping. So
yeah,
was it the 5090 launch or the 5080 launch? I think it was the 5090 launch, where Paul's Hardware released a video a day early before embargo was up, and what he did was not a 5090 review because his was like lost in shipping, so he actually didn't get the card, but he titled and thumbnailed his video in a specific way to hijack all the fucking views a day before all the embargo videos went live. What was it? Well, oh my god! I was like, I
don't know how they get away with it because I've caught channels that I've not necessarily regularly watched, but I watch so few regularly. But I've caught channels that I watch now and again.
It's such piece of shit
that have
behavior,
done similar,
dude.
And I will literally unsubscribe because I'm like, you're just doing it to make me sit here and watch. You're not adding any value anymore by doing that kind of stuff because you're talking about hypotheticals and you're talking about
that's all they do. Yes, but they do that to rank top in the algorithm, right?
Yeah. I can imagine they do, but I don't understand why so many people watch it. I don't.
God, where is it? I'll never forget this, man. I was like, this guy, I can't believe it. Paul's Hardware was supposed to be one of the good ones, and he literally just...
I mean, I've never watched that, so...
Me neither. I never watched his,
but...
No, I know, but...
I mean, the other one that I get is from the budget space, like, is fake... I call it fake video. I call it fake content videos. So you get a lot of them in the budget space where obviously everybody's trying to build the cheapest system that's the best performance in the budget space. Build this. Now, I've never really been a fan of those types of videos when you can't repeat it. So if in the video they go, for the graphics card, we're going to be using the GTX 1080 Ti, which I bought from a mate for 20 quid.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
my whole system £200. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You can't repeat that. So I always made a conscious effort to make sure that not only when I do buy something for a build, a cheap graphics card, that it's around the average price. And that I can show people the average price. If you went to eBay, you could either bid on one and you're most likely going to get it, or you can buy now at that price. And I used to get two sets of, well, I still do, to be honest, two sets of comments. Half the people going, that's insane. There's no way you can ever buy it at that price. You're fake. And half the people saying, you paid too much. They're way cheaper. So I used to ignore this stuff because it was like, I don't know why they do this. But over time, I mean, I do watch a lot of budget channels now and again when the videos come up, and you watch their stuff and you're like, wow, man, you just literally lied the whole video, and 120,000 people literally watched you lie, because you go to eBay and you can see what they literally bought, because UK is not as big as the US.
Yeah.
So in the US, if people buy something, there's millions of eBay items. If you go to the UK one, they don't sell that many graphics cards. So you just do the sold, find it, and go, that's the one they bought. I can literally see because it's got a mark on the box.
The username.
That's in that video. And it's like twice the price. And you're like, you're so lying. But people seem to lap that stuff up too. Yeah. And it's all to compete with other videos, because if you put out one that's a £250 build, they'll go £200 build and it's faster. But you can't really build it for that kind of thing. I think my channel does suffer from that too a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think people understand the not cat and mouse, the cutthroatness of social media, man. Like, people are fucking savage. I found the Paul's Hardware video here. It was a warning about the 5070 Ti reviews. And that was the hijack video. That one got 365,000 views. His actual 5070 Ti review video got 150,000. So he got rewarded for doing the hijack, right? Yeah. And he's like the first thing, it's 5070 Ti review day, and you might notice that I'm a little bit early. Yeah, you piece of... What a piece of shit, man. What a piece of shit. I don't believe it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, I think you're right.
Such a piece of shit. It's unfucking...
So many people think that because you're a tech tuber, all you're doing is you're getting free stuff and you get paid loads of money. I mean, I've had people in the past that did, when I was much smaller, I was probably half the size I was now than the channel is now, even though it's not massive. And I used to get people coming into Discord and they'd go, what are you talking about? You make loads of money. And I go, no, I don't. And they go, well, I've checked this weird stat thing. I don't know, some page. You're making like $3,000 a month. And I'm like, whoa, if I could make $3,000 a month, I could just do
Social,
this. I'm like,
Social
no,
Blade,
dude.
probably. Yeah, Social Blade is crazy.
Nowhere near.
No, I agree.
And you know, you break it down for him and you go, just like you said then, there's gatekeepers on your audience, there's gatekeepers on YouTube. Everything feels like a challenge. It's not easy. It's not just make a video and a million people see it. It's like make a video and then work your butt off to get people to see it. Fight the algorithms, grind, you know, pay loads of money for stuff to be able to do the video, spend loads of time. They don't see any of that. They just think you literally, you know, I've had people that literally think that I'm answering the door every day to pallets of graphics cards for free, and I'm like Scrooge McDuck diving into them and the cash and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, no, it's nothing like that. It's a grind, man.
Social Blade says I earn $600 a month. That's actually really accurate.
That's pretty good. My channel's never made anywhere near that. I don't know whether ours is different in the UK though. No, nowhere near. That's absolutely
interesting. Not. Hang on, Techlab UK. Let's see if this is accurate.
I think a lot of tech channels suffer from people that use ad blockers, because the best month we ever had on YouTube.
It says you earn $400 a month.
Yeah, I earn nowhere near that realistically. I think the best month I ever had on YouTube was around £220. I don't know what that is in dollars. But that, if you remember,
almost
when
400,
YouTube...
almost 400, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, so that's the best month. No month has ever come close to that. And it was the month when YouTube blocked the ad blockers.
Oh, yeah.
and then suddenly they got round it, kind of thing. So for that month, it was like a quid's payday for the channel. I think I bought my RTX 3060 for it with the money.
Dude, why do you think people think YouTubers make so much money? It's like we're pretty open and honest about, like, it's like we don't get free shit. We don't make any money off this, and we're trying to, like, and it's like the audience, it's like we are trying to do the consumer a service by telling them, like, hey, this performs like this from this perspective. And that's like all you get in return is just getting shit on. It's like for trying to, like, provide a service. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
It does.
I don't know.
I mean, the amount of people that will say, like, no matter what build you do, you can't get it right. As soon as you build something, you go, in the UK, this is what you can build for $500 and this is how it performs. You will get so many people going, should have gone AMD, should have gone Nvidia, should have bought this graphics card, should have done this. And I mean, I start replying to them going, build it then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah.
You know,
what's stopping you? But you know how you have to view those comments, though? You have to view those. You have to, as long, I don't delete those ones where it's like, you should have done. Yeah, no, that's usually only the derogatory ones. But, like, yeah, you have to view those ones as engagement bait, and they actually are good for the channel. So when somebody's like, what was the last one? Like, oh, the 98, the best one that you can do for free engagement is either spell there wrong, like THERE, like there, spell that wrong on the title, and then you will get mad engagement trying to correct your spelling. Use it to your advantage, right?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I used to get a lot of comments because I called them Radeon instead of Radeon, but that's just how we pronounce it
keep
here.
Doing it.
And
keep
I used
doing
to get
it.
a lot of
just keep doing it. Yeah.
I mean, it was so hateful as well. They get so angry because you said Radeon.
So when you actually switch over to that paradigm, you're like, man, if they're gonna hate, I might as well give them something to hate. You know what the best one is? You can do, like, stealth ones. Dude, this is the biggest pro tip stealth one. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Okay, when you're doing a benchmark video and you're doing AMD versus Intel, show the power draw on the AMD CPU and not the Intel one in Afterburner. You have no idea how much engagement that farms, dude. It's insane. Like, it's just do shit like that. It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't have it enabled. Show power draw on the AMD graphics card and not the Nvidia one, and just do shit like that, where it's like you're not even talking about power draw is a benchmark video, but you just show, like, one thing more than the other one to make it just kind of, it's clearly a mistake, right? But it's kind of, they think you're doing it on purpose to show the other product in a better, you're trying to hide something, right? Oh my god, dude.
That's a good way.
Yeah, you can farm people. Like, people, especially the hardware audience, especially for some reason, they look for things that don't exist in the video for some reason. The most common one that I get these days is why is your resolution 1330p? Now I just do that on purpose because it just engages. So because 1330p is just 25-inch mode on my monitor. It's like the 20s. It's a 1440p 27-inch screen. When you do it in 25-inch mode, it reduces by like 1,000 pixels or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like to play in 25-inch mode in my esports games, right? But a lot of people don't know what 1330p is, right? So what they think I'm doing is, like, I'm secretly using, like, 1330p on the Nvidia graphics card to make the FPS higher. Then they think I'm using 1440p on the AMD one because I won't show the AMD settings, but I'll show it on the Nvidia one. And then they just you're almost giving the viewer a conspiracy theory rabbit hole to go down on purpose.
Yeah.
And then they not only do they comment on your video, they rewind it like 30 times to try and like confirm it. It gets your watch time up. They go into all your other content. Give them what they want, man. Just feed them that shit. Yeah, just feed them that shit.
It's playing in the game in a still and honest way.
Exactly, not lying. And
you're just not answering straight away that question. You're making them ask it, basically.
Well, if they... The 1330p one is interesting. That one I kind of give people a pass for because that's kind of an odd resolution. But if they watch my channel for a long time, they should get it. But like the power draw one, that is the ultimate like rabbit hole that they will go down, like ultimate, right? And it's like for the people that are there that watch my content, they know what they're getting. It's like this one's faster than this one. I never talk about power draws, but the fact that the one guy, the one AMD conspiracy theorist bro, the fact that he noticed the power draw, that's what I do it for, right? Yeah, there's little tricks like that. I'll admit
that would work on my channel because I don't care about power draw. I never show it on the graphs, and I get a lot of people going, "Show me the power draw, show me that." And I keep saying to people, based on the way that I test things, so I don't often compare multiple graphics cards. I look at a graphics card, I give it the use case and the goal, and I show people that it can meet that. I don't have enough graphics cards all time to compare 30 graphics cards anyway. And I'm like, I'd always say to them, nobody cares about power draw. And they're always like, oh, we all care. And I'm like, you don't, because if you did, you'd be using an RX 6400.
Yep.
You don't, because your goal is not to save power. Your goal is to play my game at this resolution and these settings at this performance. So you're going to go buy a 5090 or 5080 or, you know, most of these people own 5080s or 4090s or something anyway. And it's like, so you don't really care about power. You just want it on the chart, and I don't care about it, so I'm not going to put it on the chart.
No, I have a theory that the most viewers don't actually own any hardware, or if they do, they own... I'm not sure what it is exactly, because anyone that owns a 4090 or a 5090, they're not interested in power draw. So the people that are after power draw figures are looking for something to debate with others online about. Yeah. And which is fine if they want to do that. But the thing is, if your goal is to debate something with somebody else over something, I'm pretty sure you don't own the hardware and you're not using it for anything, right? Which then
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, let me ask you this. How do you think these people got into... Are these the same people as the people that are too scared to talk about their builds because they have mid-range builds, I wonder? So they're into hardware.
I suppose some could.
Yeah, like they're into hardware. Hardware is their hobby. They want to be a part of the conversation, but they can't be a part of the conversation because if they post their builds, they get fucking annihilated for it. So they try and latch on to like all this theory crafting to talk about something to feel like they're included in their hobby. Yeah. That's what I think is going on there. I'm not sure.
Because I've seen a lot of people discussing benchmark results for graphics cards that they have no intention ever buying. And you're like, why are you getting into an argument about it? It doesn't matter. It's hypothetical to you. So
that's what I'm
like, you're not going to buy one. Like, I won't go into an argument about the RTX 5090 or the 5080 because I'll probably never own one. You know, they're too expensive for my channel to have, to be honest. So I'm not going to argue with anyone whether one's good or bad or not good or whatever. I will watch videos that I kind of trust to get that information for myself. Right. But I'm not going to go and debate anyone about it. You know.
What do you think that is? What is that? Do you think they're just literally just hardware enthusiasts that got left behind, maybe? From the price
Quite
hikes?
possibly.
Yeah,
Quite
like
possibly. Maybe, I mean, some of it could be down to they could be a little bit pissed. I mean, I get a bit pissed at the prices of graphics cards, particularly from AMD, to be honest, because
that's a joke.
lots of people
Oh
will
my
say to
God.
me, lots of people will say to me that, yeah, but Nvidia graphics cards are really expensive. Why aren't you pissed at them? And I'm always like, because number one, they're the fastest. They can charge whatever they want. That's just the way of the world. Number two, they're always high. So I know if I want the fastest, I've got to pay for it. But AMD always built its audience from the RX 580. It wasn't perfect, but it was great price and it did everything that it could. Then they did the 5000 series, which it was okay, but it felt like half a release, wasn't it? Because there was no 5800, no 5900. It was kind of a half a release. So you got what you got, and it was okay. Then they did the 6000, and it was a good lineup. It was a good lineup. Me, from an AMD purchasing perspective, I was like, boom, AMD are there. I didn't like the higher priced ones, but it was a full release set. You could explain it, kind of thing. Then the 7000 come across. Now, I bought one of them, so I have a 7900 XT in my main system, and it's more than enough for me at home. I play with the controller, and I play games like Ready or Not with my son. That's what I do at home. And that release just seemed over the top for price, because it was like the XTX was like over 1,000. It was like, whoa, we're talking about an AMD graphics card here.
Yeah.
People were like, yeah, but they're kind of competing. I'm like, but it's not. It's not 4090.
No,
right?
Not even close.
I don't. If I want to spend over £1,000 in England, £1,000 on a graphics card, I'm going to go to 2,000 for a 4090.
Yeah,
because that's a lot of money to a lot of people, and you might as well go there. So I didn't quite. Oh, what was the 4080?
4080 was 1,200 at launch.
So it wasn't
the
that
4080
far away
Super
from the
was
XTX.
1,000. Yeah.
But then when this generation dropped, I had so many arguments with people on X about the pricing of the 9070 and the 9060, because to me it's a half a release. It's like they had to do something. Where's the 9080? Where's the 9090? If they were doing so well, where are those cards? They're not there. They've not even bothered with anything at the low end for the budget gamers who were their core audience. All of them people now look at Nvidia because they got 5050s and 5060s. But then when you saw the price, I mean, I literally sat there and said, if AMD drop the 9070 XT in the UK at like 299, maybe 349, boom, they've won the generation of that subset of people.
Yeah.
But they were £800 here. And I was like, no way. I'm not going to spend £800 on technically a 70 class card. That's like this channel's revenue for like 3 years on one card.
Yeah, no shit.
What? Dude, I'm not going to do it.
What do you think that is, where it's like, so AMD CPUs used to be the budget CPUs too, and now they charge way more for an equivalent, like a 9800 X3D is 8 cores, and they're charging more for that one than a 14900K, right? That has 24 cores.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the CPU range, again, I think people argue that they're the fastest. I don't really know, to be honest, but so they can charge more. I didn't like the fact that they increased the prices that much. And again, I'm coming from a budget gamer perspective, that AMD gave us something to buy, and now what have you got? AMD are not there for us anymore, kind of thing.
Right. That's the point I was trying to make. But like, why do you think the AMD fans haven't turned on AMD for their price hikes? Like the AMD price hikes, like somebody needs to chart this. Maybe I'll make a video on this, honestly. It's like the AMD price hikes over like their CPUs and GPUs since the pandemic have been way more than inflation. Like it's not just tracking. It's insane what they're charging now. And their motherboards too.
I don't know. I think you've probably got a bunch of AMD, probably quite a few, to be honest, AMD fans that will buy the highest no matter what. So they were the guys buying the FX 9350 or whatever, even though Intel blew them out the water. They were buying it anyway because they would always buy AMD. They've probably got loads of money, and they're probably the loudest online. I bet most typical AMD budget gamers were probably still sitting way back on AM4 and just not even going to bother with the latest ones. Or they're staying quiet because if they do speak out and go, I've got a 3200G, then they're just going to get ripped anyway. So it might come down to some of that. But I mean, I didn't ever used to buy Intel CPUs, again, because of price. I was a budget gamer, really. So I went through the AM4 stuff, and I tried to treat myself. I'm probably the only person in the world to ever do this, but I tried to treat myself, my home PC, to a 7800 X3D. My whole Discord knew about this because I blew up about it, and they were having way good laughs at me with it. I bought 7800 X3D. I bought new DDR5 RAM. I bought a new motherboard, and it was a heap of crap. And it was the first time I'd ever had an AMD CPU that was so bad. It took me 2 weeks of swapping motherboards, RAM, CPU, and it was just not stable. Every day, once I got it stable, and I took the system home because I built it here at the studio, took it home, next day, boom, gone. So in the end, after about 2 weeks of messing with it, swapping everything out, I sent it back. And I was so angry about it because I was like, that stuff cost me like,
I guess nobody
like
talks about it too.
1600. Yeah, it was like £1,600 or something I spent on it. And yet, if you mentioned a word about how rough it was at the start, you got beaten up about it. And I was like, this is not on. So I went out and instead I treated myself to the 14900K. First time I'd ever bought a proper big Intel CPU.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I dropped it in a Z790 board because I could afford one of them instead of a B650 because they were cheaper. Dropped in the RAM. It worked first time. Took it home. I've updated the BIOS. I've kept the BIOS up to date on it, but it's been sat at home since I did that, and I've never had to touch it. It's beautifully. It runs beautifully. The benching rig that I've got in the studio now does have a 9800 X3D in it, but that was only because everybody was telling me the one I had before was too old and slow, so buy something faster. And I thought, well, I've got the big Intel at home, buy a big AMD for the studio. That way I'm still getting the balance. But I wouldn't say it's any faster. I mean, I've never tested it. I've not raw tested it, but I test a lot of graphics cards on the benching rig. It's literally our core system. It's got the 9800 X3D with 32 gig RAM. And I've, of course, tested my graphics card at home on that system and the one at home. And I can't tell the difference, to be honest. They're beautiful, both of them just run. So.
Do you have to have a 5090 to tell the difference? To get in, and you have to get into the real nitty gritty of like.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you can do? Try frame gen on both of them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. That I just did that, and the AMD 3D chips do not like frame gen at all. It's bad. Nobody talks about it though. You're right. Is that whenever
not allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the gatekeepers won't let you talk about it, right? Yeah, you have a bad experience with AMD. You're not allowed to talk about it. That's like the man. And it's like, here's the thing. It's like so. When you look at channels like ours or like channels like whatever other channels, and they're like, why would anyone follow these guys? It's like, guys, clearly there's a market out there that's not being served or heard. That's what it is. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people out there that have tried AMD products and have had a horrible experience with them, and they can't go anywhere to talk about it. That's exactly who the heck you're trying to serve, right?
I will admit that's probably the one worst thing that I've ever had myself,
and it was expensive.
Generally, yeah. Generally, I'm a gamer. I'm an out of the box kind of gamer. I don't have the time. To really fluff with too much stuff. And I know what you do is quite specialist and fine tuning. I like watching your content because you do that. But I probably couldn't deal with the amount of people that would, because you're getting into such finite details that there's so many arguments around that I have less arguments going, this is it out the box. So for all the AMD products I've bought in the past, out the box, it works to what it says on the tin, basically. Yeah. I don't know if it overclocks any better than the other thing or whether the power consumption's, I don't really know about that stuff. It was this one item that should have worked out of the box. I spent so much money on it. It was way more than any whole PC I'd ever bought before, just for the CPU and the motherboard and the RAM. And I expected it to work out of the box. The Intel chip did. The 9800 X3D did, but I couldn't speak about it. The second I mentioned, my 7800 X3D, both of them that I had replaced twice, and the motherboard, because everybody told me to do it, none of it was stable at all in the early days. This was really real early days of it dropping as well. As soon as you mentioned it, you were just boof, 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 attacked by people. And it was like, whoa, I'll just stay quiet here and just send it back. And do a video. I mean, I did a video on it that was like why I'm switching to Intel just because everybody else was, and it was funny. I just thought it was a joke, and I didn't really say in it anything much about the 7800X3D. I was building my new home system with the Intel, and just because I think the thumbnail had like the 7800X3D crossed out and the 14900K over the top. Yeah, and I got a lot of stick for that. But I didn't really go into detail and say that. I didn't say in the video that 7800X3D was rubbish. I didn't say I didn't really go into the problems I had. I just said I'm building an Intel system. But because of that one thumbnail, yeah, it got me a lot of engagement.
The thumbnails, oh god, I think that's the thumbnails are probably my favorite. The thumbnails and titles are probably my favorite part about being a content creator, because it's just like I personally, I don't know why people are so emotionally charged about hardware. That seems there's a huge psychological problem out in the world. I don't know. I don't know what's going, because when I think about hardware, I'm like, what is the goal it is supposed to fulfill and the function? By the way, do you have any driver problems with your 7900 XT?
No.
Never had any driver problems, huh? You should give Sons of the Forest a try and see if that runs like dog shit on that thing. For me, it was horrendous on that one. That's the easiest one to test. But like, the hardware is supposed to fulfill a goal. So if your goal is like modern games and that are optimized for AMD drivers, and there's not like niche games and all that kind of stuff, and it works fine, then it works fine. And there's no emotional charge behind it, right? So why is it that if I make a thumbnail that's like AMD is dog shit or something like that, I know that video is gonna skyrocket, because there's like, why are people emotionally charged about hardware, do you think? What is that?
I don't think it's necessarily the hardware. It's the brand, isn't it? I think they have their favorite brand and no one can say anything about it.
Why?
And because when it's just, I don't know. It's people like to feel part of a group, and that's their group or something. And as soon as you put that thumbnail, you challenge their values, and that's why they flip out about it, basically. And I'm somebody that doesn't care. I'm like you. Like, what's my goal at home? My goal is 1440p, 60 FPS, because I play on a television with a controller, so I don't care. The 14900K is way over the top for what I do, but I treated myself. That was all. That was, I literally came out in the video and said, I don't need this, but I did it because AMD pissed me off, and I'm treating myself to an Intel. And I bought the 7900 XT because I needed an upgrade, and it was around the price that I wanted. And I knew that for a while I'll get 1440p 60 on pretty much every game. And I built that system, and it sits there next to the television, and it runs and it runs. And I know I'll keep it for a while. It costs enough to keep the studio running, let alone upgrading my own PC all the time. So I had a goal, and I met it, and I was open about being a little bit over the top about it. But I don't know, because I'm all about that goal too. That's all my videos are literally that. If you want to build, I do old janky stuffs mostly. So if you want to build yourself an Xbox One X console, effectively, something equivalent of.
Those are such good videos. The console killers,
do it. Yeah, then I still do those type of videos now, because parts get cheaper, so you can literally build yourself an Xbox One X for like 150 quid, if that, or £100 or something, used market. And I think that's fun to do, because your goal is play those types of games. So you could do it with this. But yeah, lots of people have lots of freakouts about it. They'll be like, well, use that graphics card. Use my favorite brand. Well, does it matter? I met the goal.
It's so odd to me, man. I'll never understand that. And then it's like, as you start doing more and more like clickbaity, farmy type of stuff, and you're like, are these people real? Like, it doesn't feel real sometimes. I'm pretty sure that's why Hardware Unboxed and like GN and all those guys, I'm pretty sure that's why their souls are like husks, man. Like, they're just like husks. They're probably so experienced at this game that they know exactly how many views and clicks a video is gonna get 2 weeks out before even making it because it's almost like
I think they do.
Humans feel like an algorithm. Like humans,
yeah.
like the viewers feel like a robotic algorithm that you can manipulate. And it feels weird because here's the thing. When I talk to people in real life, I don't really encounter, sometimes you do, but more political bots, right? I do encounter political bots in real life that are just regurgitating things that they've seen on social media. But when it comes to like hardware bots, I don't really encounter those in real life, like algorithmic ones. Usually it's just people like, yo, I want to play Fortnite with my kid. What do I need?
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
that's
right?
literally in real life, that is what you get. People, well, my experience anyway is similar. You know, people will go, I want to do this. And you go, well, you'll need this. And 9 times out of 10, in real life, people are budget people and they're like, how much?
Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly.
how much it is now. But that's what you need to be able to do it. I've probably had 1 or 2 people in real life that have said, like, if you said to them, buy a 6800 XT, because that'll do the job and it's cheaper than the Nvidia alternative that will do the job that you need. And probably 1 or 2 people have gone, no, I need Nvidia. And I've gone, well, there you go. There's an Nvidia one then. Oh, but it's £200 more. Well, yeah, that's the point. So you can buy either of them. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. But I'm just telling you what you need.
I do
But
when I
rare.
when I sell PCs on Facebook, even then I don't usually, when those guys like to talk a lot when you sell something IRL on Facebook, those people like to talk about hardware a lot. Even those guys don't seem too zealous about brands. I haven't, like, nothing. So whenever I've talked to people IRL, I've never had even at CES, man. I'm literally at CES, the central hub of like hardware enthusiasts. And even when I talk to people there, I don't encounter people that are, I'm like, red alert, that's a fucking fanboy. Like, it's never happened to me IRL. And I don't, it's almost like I'm not sure if they're scared to be like that in real life, or if these really are just like basement trolls en masse, or maybe it is an algorithm. Like it seems fake.
Yeah.
Like the internet seems fake is the point I'm trying to make.
I think it's because in real life, people are less likely to try to have conflict. So somebody, if they knew who you were, which they probably do, they know that you'd walk circles around them. And in real life, you could be made to look stupid. I think at the same time, when it's online, we're not only exposed to more people, or the potential of more people, but the algorithms are designed to pick up what is the most popular, and the most popular is confrontation and negativity. So I think that's why they kind of do it. It's why a lot of these large channels, I mean, like GN, I kind of went, GN. I kind of went off GN a little bit because, I mean, some of his videos were good, but a lot of it is just talking
it's
numbers,
just drama farming.
And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But it's the drama. Once the drama starts, I'm like, I'm not interested. I'm interested in the tech. And you're not talking about tech now. You're talking about my mate said his mate didn't like me, and I'm like, whoa, tell me about the graphics card, right? I'm not interested in the drama. I don't want it.
People love that shit though. That's how you grow. It's the drama.
Wow,
it's
yeah, they do. And I suppose I've had to accept that my growth will be slower because I'm not good at the drama, to be honest. I'm like trying to create drama and stuff. Nothing really bothers me too much.
Have you accepted that then? I guess you're just like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and my channel's just not gonna grow, or grow at a slower rate. I think you know what? I have a theory. I think your channel will grow faster when AI starts taking over. Because I think the positivity that comes through your videos will be more valuable as it becomes more rare to find, which is just not right now.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, which is just not right now.
I mean, I'm accepting that the growth is slower purely on the fact that I'm enjoying making the videos. I enjoy them so much that I love coming to the studio. I love setting up all the lights.
That's really good.
I mean, like my videos are not the greatest quality, and it's not necessarily the equipment I use, but it's the way I capture it, because I have multiple cameras. So instead, I used to sit there and go, record, and it just got too much because I create so many videos that I basically set the whole system up, lighting, everything basically goes into a rig, and then it all gets controlled automatically by OBS. So I click a button on a remote and all the cameras come alight and all the lights come on. And, you know, I automated the whole lot. So to change that system to make it better quality is a little bit difficult. But, you know, I love just hitting that button and everything comes alight. And then I basically, 9 times out of 10, I'll have to retake the first. It's starting the video is the hardest bit.
You have to warm up.
Once I get over it.
Yeah.
Once I do that warm up, very often I forget I'm talking to a camera, and that's the type of video I like to do. I'm too busy doing this, and sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm on camera, and I have to show people the thing, otherwise they can't see. So I love it so much.
That's more of a live streamer type of not mindset. That's more of a live streamer skill set where you can just kind of talk and you forget you're talking to a camera. You should give that a shot. Maybe your channel might pop off if you do some live streams. You always give that a shot. But be careful though, because there's a lot of toxicity in those ones. You'll have to do like members only or something like that, or like it can live streams can get, because they know you're live. They try to like get one in there before you ban them sometimes. So like, but like, you kind of slowly become psychopathic a little bit. You're like, there's another hater. Back to Reddit with you. Click a button, ban kind of thing, right? Reddit. Oh God, dude, it's so cancerous there. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so I guess you just accepted that the channel is just gonna kind of. I think I'm kind of waiting for that too, to be honest. Or I'm waiting for. What I'm waiting for is for AMD to come out with a good product. From my perspective, anyway. And when they actually do, and I can actually, well, the 9950X was good, but even the 9950X, they put one of the CCDs as a dog shit bin. So this is like fucking AMD, man. It's like the one good product you have, and you fuck over the consumer by giving them one CCD that clocks like 500 megahertz less than the other one, and then you make them install a chipset driver so they don't notice. It's like, come on, man. Like, what do you like? What, like, you know? So what,
AMD do a lot of weird things.
They swindle the consumer more than any other fucking brand, dude. It's like, crazy what they do.
Like, I missed the entire FX series, so I caught up on it since doing YouTube and stuff. And a lot of people have told me a lot about it. Like, they're not actually true 8 cores and 6 cores and stuff like this. So you learn that kind of stuff. And you kind of look into it and you go, they didn't. It was weird. It's kind of screwy a little bit. But because they were priced so well, you know, that stuff was priced so well, their supporters kind of give them leeway. They're like, it's still good for me. It still worked well for me and I like them and da-da-da. But then to try and charge the same as what your leading competitor is, but you've got these weird quirks in it, just seems a little bit unfair to me. It seems a little bit wrong.
You know, it's my gripe with AMD products in general is not usually the quirks. It's the shit that I see that from their products is like purposeful anti-consumerism. Like, that's how I view that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I think it comes across that way because of the way they do it.
Like, why would there be a shittier CCD on there? Or why would they release?
There's probably a reason.
Yeah,
there probably is a reason.
They have a bunch of shitty dies to get rid of. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, that could be it. I mean, you look at some of their products that were very questionable, like the RX 6500 XT.
That one, another one. Yeah,
like the
no encoder on that one.
4000 series CPUs that from AM4. Like, where did they come from? That's weird. They kind of skipped a whole generation, then they went back to it. But these ones are all cut down in certain way.
Yeah,
and it's like they've gone into the bin afterwards and gone, well, none of that makes it, so we'll make something out of it. And that's fair play. That's fair enough to do that, you know, saving the planet and all, as long as you price it right and you give people the right expectations. But I mean, I did a funny video I retested the 6500 XT recently. I think it's my last video. And I put some funny bits in there because, like, if you look, while I was doing some research on it again, I found their advertisement, their marketing video, and oh my God, if you watch that video, you want it. You want it. The bit that I modified it with was putting that graph in. I don't know, if you watch the video, you'll see I literally stopped their marketing advert halfway through and put the graph in that they used where they compared it against an RX 570 for some reason because it was so bad.
Yeah,
They had to go like 2 generations back and halfway down the stack. And I even put myself over it going like that on the actual shot. And I'm like, why'd you do that? Stop doing stupid things, or at least charge. I mean, that GPU was like 250 quid as well.
Yeah, that GPU was a straight scam, but that I think GN covered that one as a scam, but or somebody did, but or like it's the things that they do that are like the 9950X3D. It's like they on the advertising, it's like they'll do like total amount of cash. Okay, it's like, all right, so now the buyer thinks that's the cash is for the total CPU. They'll only advertise the boost clock of the non-3D CCD to make it seem higher overall. So you think you're buying 6 gigahertz or whatever. And then you play the game. It disables half your fucking chip, and then you're only playing on the 3D one. So all these people think they're buying 16 core CPUs that go to 6 gigahertz. They're really buying 8 core CPUs that only play games on the 8, disable the other half. It's like they do so much anti-consumer shit, man. Like, oh my God. It's just but it's things that who the hell would notice that both CCDs don't have the same clock speed? It's not something that an average user would ever notice.
No.
It's only like power. But it's like when I see that shit, I'm like, you're fucking scamming the consumer. Like, you're literally scamming them. So that's why I have such a hard gripe about that brand. And every product they launch is like that. Like, every single one has some kind of like, it feels like a hidden swindle. You know what I'm saying? It's always like some hidden ass swindle. I don't like that. Anyway, what I'm waiting for is AMD to just release a good product that wins at everything. That I'm hoping for Zen 6, because apparently the Zen 6 leaks, they got rid of the Infinity fabric and they're doing the Intel route where the chips are just stuck together, right? So it's like there's not going to be any like latency problems. I'm hoping for that one. Win at everything, win at gaming. No weird like, we gave you 10 cores and only one of them boosts to million gigahertz, and then the other ones are like complete dog shit. Like, none of that garbage. None of this single. I just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
It'd be cool for them to do it. I just do it. Just do it. Don't totally forget the their core audience, the ones that actually help them get to where they are. Offer some good products down at the lower end as well. Keep the whole stack going.
Fair. I don't even care about that, man, though, to be fair. Like, I just like...
No, I know you don't.
Yeah. Like, I know what you're saying. It's like, it would be cool if... Dude, when the 7600 came out in AM5, that shit was disgustingly overpriced. And it lost to the 5800 X3D.
I had a 5800 X3D at the time, and it pretty much... I bought the 7600X just for like a budget build or something video, and they were pretty much bang on par to par. They were, and it was like, why would you just keep your 5800 X3D? There's like no need to upgrade.
Well, yeah, see, that was another one too. You can't overclock the 5800 X3D, but you can overclock the 7800 X3D, and it's the exact same architecture and it's the exact same chip. Why did they artificially lock down the previous generation? They artificially locked it down so that it doesn't beat the next generation or doesn't match it.
Yeah,
they do that shit. Yeah. They got rid of during the 6900 XT. That was the last generation that supported more power tool, that you could unlock the power limits on Radeon graphics cards. They got rid of that at the driver level, so that the 7900 XT buyers when you have a 7900 XT, there's an artificial power limit there that won't let you go over like 315 or whatever, so that it doesn't match a 7900. Everything AMD does is anti-consumer, dude. Literally everything, down to the drivers, down to the product stack, down to their weird CCD binning. I could list off that's just my opinion, okay? I don't care. That's just the shit that I see, okay? So anyway, so that affects my algorithm and my audience, because I'm like, well, the 9950X is awesome, but you're buying a dog shit bin for top dollar, so I can't recommend it. So that doesn't do me any favors or justice, because I can't say AMD is the best. You know what I'm saying? I want those algorithmic clicks.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping one day AMD comes out with something so that I can get those algorithmic clicks. You know, and we would all benefit from that too. Like, oh my God.
I think we would. I think we would.
Of course we would.
Like, what you're doing at the moment is telling people the truth as well, and they just some people don't like the truth for some reason. It's
Most people don't.
You know, there's nothing wrong with saying this thing is great, but it has a quirk. It has a thing that isn't right. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's you're not going to change these people's minds. They're going to go buy one anyway.
If you study human history, anyone that's told the truth too early has gotten hanged, burned at the stake, the Salem witch trials, anyone that tells the truth, the guy that invented washing your hands, he got like hanged because he's like, we should probably wash our hands before we do surgery, right? Just like the dumbest shit. It's like the humans are like, I don't like that. I'm gonna hang this guy. So we're living in a modern day era of that, where if somebody, not even just hardware, but just in the political landscape in general, or any kind of landscape, medical advice is a big one, or diet, nutrition and stuff like that. You're like, hey guys, the American diet pyramid, where it says you should eat 70% of your calories from fucking wheat and pasta, that's not the best. Where it says eggs and steak are bad for your cholesterol, that's actually not true. And if you say that, you get lambasted. It's slowly getting better now, but it's like anyone who tells the truth too early, they just get... The modern day version of that is like cancellation or social repercussion on Reddit, or like hate, the gatekeeping of hate and all that stuff. So it's like you just kind of have to get used to it.
I've had my fair share of it, because I mean, naturally, I'm somebody that I question everything. I question everything. When people say, you know, if I watch a video and somebody's benchmarks there, I'll go benchmark it myself just to see. I mean, I used to get a lot of people complain about the benchmark results that I get, because they would be higher than the ones that people had like a couple of months previous. I used to sit there and say, yeah, but I'm using newer drivers, actual drivers, not sample drivers as well. You know, I've tested in-game.
The fine wine
shit. A lot of people don't test in-game. They literally run those, you know, those
built-in benchmarks. Yeah.
They run that for 5 minutes and then put all the scores down. And I'm like, dude, I was playing for like an hour in different scenes to get all of those results, and then I averaged the lot.
Yeah.
So mine's actually accurate to what you'll get in the game, not just on the benchmark tool. I understand why people use the benchmark tool.
I do.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, quick and easy. Yeah.
And particularly if you're measuring or comparing multiple graphics cards, it works. But I'm not doing that. I'm saying averagely across this game, this is the type of performance you get. You'll get a blip there, you get a blip there, you get a low thing there, but overall you'll get this. But yeah, you do get a lot of people that are like, I mean, because I've questioned it, I've tested it myself. That's why I've got to that conclusion. But you do get a lot of people going, how dare you lie to the world? And it's like, well, I'm not, because you just saw it on screen.
Show them that eBay listing. That's fascinating.
Which eBay listing is that?
The one where the guy paid double for the price for the card.
Oh, right.
And you caught him. God, I never thought about doing that. That's so scummy. Anyway, let's I gotta go take a piss, but let's call it there, because I gotta get going anyway. But
yeah, man.
Dude, that was I can't believe that was 2 hours and 10 minutes already. That went by fast.
Yeah, it was.
We'll
Yeah.
have to get you back on again. What's the next there's nothing really happening until January, is there, hardware wise? I'll
Don't think so. Not aware of anything major.
I'll talk to my Nvidia contact to see if I can get you on that list, and then I'll DM you next week, whatever. I'm going for a dodgeball tournament, but I'll DM you when I get back. But yeah, we'll definitely have you back on though. That was some good shit, man. That was I laughed quite a bit there. That was good. If you have, where can people find you? Your socials, give them all that stuff before we call it. Your Discord.
I don't even think I'm watching comments.
Oh, no.
Just search for the channel on YouTube.
Yeah, just so Techlab UK. What's your Twitter? Techlab.
It's Techlab_UK because I couldn't have Techlab UK.
Somebody stole that shit. Have you ever had that happen before? People try to steal your name.
I've had people try to replicate the channel.
Oh, that's weird.
Like with the same logo and stuff. And I kind of at the time just thought, I feel special that somebody copied me. I don't think there's a lot you can do about it, but
that's strange. I've never had that
I do
before.
get a lot of people on
weird.
YouTube. There's a lot of people that try to pull the claim copyright over my videos, so that they get the monetization. Yeah, I get a lot of that, and I have to keep reporting them back to YouTube to say the whole video's me on a camera. How could I have ripped their content?
I've never
every
had
time
that.
They switch it back, but yeah, I get quite a bit of that.
Is it people that hate you that are doing that, or is it real channels that are doing it?
I don't know. I mean, it gives you a name sometimes, but very often I think what they're doing is they're hoping that as a smaller channel, you basically ignore it because you're like, I don't care. But then they'll keep getting the revenue for your video because that's what it does. It passes the revenue to them then.
Dude, that's insane. I've never had that. That's crazy. That's the first time I've heard of that. Wow.
They could do it on the music. If you use music, I use the YouTube audio. So they can do it on music and go, I own that audio. And YouTube, for some reason, literally just gives it to him. You have to defend it. You have to say, no, it's not. This is mine. And you have to prove it kind of thing, which is a weird way of doing it.
Oh, interesting.
But I've had YouTube notify me loads of times going, somebody's took your video and re-uploaded it, or somebody's claiming the rights of your video. And you have to go, no, go fight it. No, go fight it.
That sucks, man. That's strange. I've never had that before. That's super curious. But yeah, so anyway, that's just totally aside of that. But
just a weird one.
No, I know that's super weird. Because no other tech tuber has said that before. That's odd. That's like some piece of shit doing that. But so Techlab UK YouTube channel, Techlab_UK, Twitter's where you can find this guy. Go follow him, support his join his Discord. Dude, let me know the day you have to private that Discord. I don't know. I don't know a single tech tuber that has public. Do you actually interact with the guys in there?
Yeah,
regularly.
There's loads of interaction in there. People are always talking about what they should be buying. What's the best
do you
upgrades,
interact with them?
Yeah. I mean, I interact on all my platforms. I literally reply to every single person on YouTube that isn't nasty or toxic.
How do you deal with tech support? Do you get asked tech support a lot?
A lot, yeah. But usually I will answer until they keep asking the same question a billion times, and then I'll stop. Or the rest of the community will start answering them because they realize it happens, and everybody tries to help, and then everybody will just stop replying if they're.
How do you prevent bad information, or do you just not care?
What, from me or from
from other people in your Discord? Yeah.
Oh, that's up to them. I don't really care what they do.
I see.
They're all pretty good though, so I've not fallen in the trap yet where we've had somebody really bad.
They're
all really good guys that know their stuff. So I'm sure the day will come, and I'll let you know when I lock it down.
The easiest one is like Intel degradation. That's an easy one to or like usually when somebody regurgitates hardware unboxed video or something like that. Or there'll be like the 9070 XT like has fine wine, like that's clear misinformation, like that kind of that's the hard part about filtering. You're lucky
in Discord. We get a lot of people kind of what they'll do is they'll show you a screenshot of some error on their system, and then everybody will help them try and help them out.
That's cool. Wow, that's really cool. Wow, let me know when that changes, because that is about to change, my friend. right after this podcast.
That's
Okay,
it, yeah.
let's call it there. Okay, thanks for coming on, man. And then I will.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna hang up on you, but I'm gonna keep streaming because I have to do a Battlefield giveaway. I gotta take a piss.
No problem.
But then yeah,
See you
have a
later,
good
everyone.
night, dude. Yeah, thank you for coming again, and then
You too.
I'll DM you. Oh shit, I'll DM you when I get back. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thanks, dude. Later.